OilCtyBattles Real Talk. Fellow, introduce yourself.
Yo, man, it's EMC. Do you know what I mean? Ace of Hearts, Trippy Squid Records. Glad to be here, man. Glad to be on the show. I'm a big fan. Watch it all the time, so it's good to
Welcome
be
on the show,
finally
bro.
here.
Welcome on the show. As I do with everyone on their first show, if you can just go in and say how you got firstly into music and secondly into battling.
Well, basically, like I'm from Oxford, innit? More specifically, a town called Abingdon, and that's where I grew up, and I moved here when I was quite young, innit? And like no one rapped at all. Like it wasn't like the sort of the culture that you get in London and that, where you have ciphers in the playground and things like that. And like I've only sort of discovered that sort of thing happened at schools and that through meeting my boys and shit. Like later on, I was like the only guy that spat bars. I started spitting when I was like year 7 because I just like I wanted to do something musical, but like I can't play instruments. I've not got time to learn. Do you know what I mean? Nothing like that. So I thought rapping's the easiest thing. I'm quite good with words. And everyone thought I was proper weird, innit? Like the first couple of years, I got some real bad stick for it. People used to take the piss and that, saying like, "What the fuck? Do you know what I mean? You're not black," everything like that. Just because like my school was more orientated to like people playing guitars and rock bands and things like that, and there was nothing like that. So I was sort of like an outcast for a bit, and then when people realized that I could actually string a sentence together and I sounded decent, started to get a little bit more love for it and things like that. And then when I was about 15, I started watching Grind Time and King of the Dot, and then when Don't Flop came around, I pretty much watched Don't Flop from day dot, to be honest. In 2008 I was in year 9 at that point. Yeah, year 9. And I've been a fan ever since, and yeah, that's pretty much how it is, bro.
Alright, cool. So first thing I'm gonna bring up with you, Brian.
Yeah, I know what it is.
Yeah, you know what it is.
Yeah, man.
Everyone's waiting to see what you say about it. I've spoken to everyone about it since it's happened.
I know. I've
That's,
seen.
that's
I've seen.
obviously
Everyone's got their 2 pence, innit?
your epic battle with Pedro.
Mhm.
We've all spoken about it, so I don't need to explain what happened really. But like, your take of it, bro. Your take of it.
Hey, listen, yeah, like when I get booked for a battle, yeah, I turn up to get my bars off, give the best performance that I can, and and try and like up my stock in it. That's what I've always tried to do. I've never ever turned up to any of these events looking for confrontation at all whatsoever. Do you know what I mean? I just want to show that, like, to the best of my ability, that I'm a good MC. I'm good when it comes to the technical ability and things like that, and that I can diss man, and I got a good pen game. And fuck knows what was up with Pedro that day. Like, I know he was mad sniffed up, innit? Like, that's not no secret. Do you know what I mean? Man had little polo rings around his nose and shit before we even started the battle. So he was obviously hype. I started like a lot of the bars that I said were like, because I've met him previously before this event several times, innit? Like at the first King of the Ronalds event, the night before, I stayed at Mickey's house. Like, Mickey's my friend, innit? I get on really well with Mickey. He's a good lad, and I like Pedro as well, if I'm being honest with you. And like we went and linked Pedro and that, and chilled and smoked weed, and it was all cool. So like I don't know where the animosity comes from, to be honest with you. Like, I don't know if he would say different. Like, has he been on Real Talk,
No,
Pedro?
no, Pedro has never done a real talk.
I don't even think he's got Wi-Fi, to be honest, mate. But like, if he did, like, he might tell you a different story, innit? But like, I don't know where the fucking animosity comes from. But like, in that battle, he was obviously hyped. And like, I don't know whether some of the shit I said got to him, because I had like a couple lines about like I've been to his ends and it ain't no trap in it, because I have been to his ends, innit? I've been to his yard and that. Um, and like I chatted about like how he was like real good friends with Philly Swain, and how there might have been something there. And I don't know what like rattled his cage that day, but whatever it was, whether it was a mixture of drugs and alcohol or what I said, he decided to do what he was going to do. And we were actually the main event for that card. I can't remember what the event was called. I think it was called Kicked Out of Everywhere or something like that.
Yeah.
There's quite a few newcomers on the card, and we were the main event for whatever reason. But like King of the Ronalds is run a bit differently to your conventional battle leagues, isn't it? And like Mickey's in charge, isn't it? So if he says like he wants to hype the crowd up and get like a real good decent battle going first, that's what he does. Like on the first event, they had the title match first. You know what I mean? They had Big J and Hulk first, and me versus Ackers, which were the smaller unknown artists last, which is completely reversed to what like a normal don't flop card would be, where they'd have the undercards first and then the main event last. And me and Pedro were the first or maybe the second of clash of the day, but we were supposed to be the main event, if you get me. And then he did that thing, and like I said, Mickey's always treated me really well. He's my boy, innit? And it was his event. There'd been one battle, or maybe I think there was one battle before, and there was like 3 or 4, maybe 5 battles to go. And my reasoning for it was I wasn't intoxicated at all. Do you know what I mean? Like if I'm performing, I sort of save that for later, innit? Like as a little treat for doing well or doing badly. I was totally calm, and I'm not like a violent person, do you know what I mean? I never profess to be like a fucking gunslinging gangster, do you know what I mean? Who's out shooting people and stabbing, man, and that what some people do. But like he did the thing, and I was just there to rap. Mickey's my friend. If I'd have punched him, the whole event would have been shut down. Do you know what I mean? Everyone would have been thrown outside. Everyone who'd paid their money wouldn't have been got it. And it just didn't it did occur to me like this is gonna this is like I should probably do something about this, and I'm but at the same time, it's just the choice that I made on the day, and it was a split decision. It was either punch him or not, and I chose not to and carry on. And like if you actually watch the battle, because it detracts a lot from the bars that I spat in that, I think he freestyled a lot of his shit. But he wasn't really on his game like he normally is. When Pedro freestyles normally, he's fucking hilarious. Like, I'll take nothing away from him. He's a sick MC, innit? He's a good grime MC, and he can freestyle really, really well. And, like, he's got numerous battles what will prove that. But, like, on the day, he wasn't really on it. And, like, I felt like my bars were a lot better. And I got the decision in the end and beat him. But it sort of detracted the whole shirt rip thing, and like him taking my hat, it took away from it, man, which is a shame because I thought I'd done well. But yeah, fuck it.
So moving on to your next appearance since then, bro, like for King of the Ronalds. We've got the group's last card. We're gonna go through the card. We're gonna start at the bottom of the card and we're gonna work our way up.
Cool.
The DL versus JTC.
Okay, if I'm being real with you, I have no idea who either of those two are. The only sort of clue that I've got as to who they are is I watched Bard's Real Talk recently, and he said on the first 2 battles, like 2 of them were forum heads or something. Like, I can't remember which one specifically. He said I was pretty mad high when I watched it. But so I think it's like, have these guys battled before? Do you know?
They have battled before in the street events for KSER, a lot of them. Like, I've not seen footage, to be fair. I've not gone and done that much research.
To be honest with you, bro, there's
footage to come out, or any footage to come out, to be fair.
Well, I don't know who they are.
Let's just skip on and move straight to Bombshell versus Bard. If you're in the scene, you know of these two. Yeah,
I do, yeah. I see Bombshell versus Big J on KOTR, and I thought that was well funny. Just because, like, Bombshell's approach to battling is hilarious. It's like she's done, like, 5 years in stage school or something. It's almost like, I feel like Bombshell hasn't really left sixth form yet, and she's got that sort of, like, wanky, like, philosophical viewpoint, you know what I mean? Like, she's read like like the first few pages of a couple of philosophy books, and she thinks she's like some next level intelligent person who's just gonna rip you to shreds. But hip hop and rap isn't about that, innit? Like, if I'm being perfectly honest with you, Bard he's a good MC. Like, he seems like a good bloke. I haven't met him, but I see his battle with Agent and Sleepy and a few others, and like Bud will crush her to pieces, man. Straight up, that's not even.
Bowski versus Frequent Thought.
I've battled Bowski, in a 2-on-2 on Don't Flop, with Akkers, and like we didn't take it very seriously at all. It was in Manchester, and traditionally the Manchester crowd likes jokes, and like, and we didn't take it very seriously. Me and Akkers at the time lived like bare miles apart. We wrote all our bars on the coach on the way up there, but we didn't go for anything like jokey. We just like tried to go for like amazing punchlines with a couple of jokes. It just didn't work at all, and they just clowned us the fuck, innit? And I think Frequent Thought will have a similar approach. He's one of these guys, like, no offense to him, innit? Like, I don't know the guy, but I think he thinks his lines are mad clever and like really intricate. He obviously watches a lot of like American battles and that, and thinks he, like, and his style is derived quite blatantly, if I'm being honest with you, from a lot of that shit. And Bowski will just clown him and make him look like a dickhead. Simple. Bowski, straight up, yeah.
Soul-Jitsu versus Conquer B.
I think this will be like probably one of the best battles on the card, to be honest. Soul-Jitsu is hilarious. His style is quite original and fresh. Like I've rated him in pretty much every clash that I've seen him in, and the same with Conquer B. Conquer B's relatively new. He's not had that many battles. I think like he's done 3 for Don't Flop, and I think this is his first one like outside of the league that I've seen anyway. So I think it will be quite good because they're both kind of like, I don't know. It just depends what sort of approach they each take to the battle. I think I know Soul-Jitsu is going to clown, and Conquer B's like his rhyme structure's a lot more intricate, but like he comes with the jokes as well. And then Soul-Jitsu is just like he's just straight funny, innit? So I think that's anyone's really. I can't call that.
Big J versus Max Sherry.
Big J, yeah. Max Sherry, like he seems like he's, his heart's really in it. Like he clearly loves battle rap and watches a lot of it, and he just wants to be a part of it. But from like, and I know people might say the same thing about me, he got his shirt ripped and that and whatever. But like, I think Max Sherry, like people have compared me to him and saying that we should battle and whatever.
I even called for that myself, bro.
Yeah.
I put a tweet out to Mickey saying when we're getting its hair versus the tears.
Yeah, I see that. I think I even retweeted it or favorited it or something. Like here's the difference, between me and Max Sherry. Like he's clearly quite new to this whole hip hop thing. Well, not new to it, but like he clearly hasn't been. Like I've looked for his music. He's not made any music in it. Like I've got like 3 mixtapes and an EP out. Like I've been making music since I was 11, and we're the same age. And he doesn't seem very confident in what he's saying. Like there isn't like a lot of conviction, if I'm being real. I think his heart's in the right place, but like I don't think he's got the pen game to back it. And Big J, I mean, Big J's a legend, because he'll battle anyone. Like he's not a diva, innit? He's a pretty big name he's worked his way through the ranks, and he's a big name in UK battle rap now, and he's kind of like Pedro in that respect, that he'll still take battles with relative newcomers and people that that their names aren't really heard. So like in that respect, I think it's great that he's given Mac the opportunity, but it's just going to be 3 rounds of Cry Me a River.
It's 1 round unlimited, isn't it?
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Well, it's going to be 1 round unlimited of Cry Me a River, and then I think Max Sherry's approach, based on what I've seen from him before, like with his Hulk battle and stuff, he's either going to like try and clown him and it won't pop, or he's going to be mad serious and be like, oh, Big J, you're a cunt, you're fat, and like, you know, all this, and Big J's just going to be like, listen, mate, you're a dickhead, you cried on stage, and then that'll be it. Like,
Right,
if I'm being real.
Moving on to your battle then, bro. EMC versus Cracker.
Yeah.
Like, you're talking no disrespect, but you're talking about man getting chances. Like, you got Cracker, bro.
I know. This battle's been in the pipeline for a while, though. I don't know if you knew that.
No. I have heard it has been in a while. Like, it has been sort of in the pipeline. Hulk has mentioned and stuff like that. But like, still, Cracker's pretty rated out there right now, man. Let's be real.
Yeah, definitely. I even hear Bard say that he was top tier in the UK in his Real Talk. He said that he thought...
Everyone rates Cracker out there, and so...
Well, not everyone.
Well, I don't know. Well, everyone seems to have a feeling that like he's out there and he's doing his shit. You get what I mean? Whether they like him or not, it's two totally different matters.
Listen, I think Cracker's a good rapper. Yeah. I think he's a good MC, and I'm not taking it lightly at all. I've written... Like, I wrote a lot of bars for it and then, like, whittled it down to the best ones in it. Normally, when I get a battle, I just write, like, the first things that come to my head, add some changes and that, and then keep that as a draft, if you know what I mean. Like, I never really, like... Because battling's fun to me, innit? I like to make music. That's my main thing. And, like, battling's to keep the sword sharp, innit? And, like, improve my pen game and stuff. But Cracker's definitely going to be the biggest test to date, no doubt. Like, I'm not trying to downplay the fact, you know, what he's done in UK battle rap, because he's had some big clashes. You know, he was the 2-on-2 champions very briefly, you know, and like apparently he lost all his money and that to debts and whatever, but that's another thing. But you know, like I'm not trying to downplay his skill level at all. He's clearly a good MC, and he's clearly got some, you know, like friends in high places as well. You know, being best mates with C Major and that, like, it's obviously what's the word? Obviously, sort of like tugged his career along a little bit with him as well. But you know, I think Cracker's a good rapper, man, but he's not. I feel like he's going to take me lightly, and he thinks that I'm a dickhead. Which, if in my shoe, if I was in his shoes, I'd probably feel the same way. Do you know what I mean? Like in my tryout for Don't Flop against Frankie Fraser, like I mentioned him a couple of times because at that time, like there was the whole rumor about that Frankie Fraser's a ghostwriter, and he writes bars for other people, and I had a couple of lines about that. And the way the clash sort of came about was Cracker got the hump a little bit about it, and he was like, you know, and he started like saying that I was shit online and stuff, and taking the piss out of my opening bar against Frankie, which was like when I initially when I wrote this bar, yeah, the first one, oh shit, what was it? It's like I came here to take over and spin you rappers, exterminate my opponent and be the king soon after. And some may be ahead now, but I will move past ya, because I'm like the rampant stampede that killed Mufasa. And like that, like when I wrote that bar, that was sort of like trying to be my mission statement, innit, for entering the league. Like, you know, like people are above me now and whatever, but eventually I will take over. But for some reason, like he's like felt the need to clown me on that for a while, and like just, you know, was like tweeting me and shit and saying I was whack and whatever. And I got offered to battle him at Razor Glass, which is like the second Don't Flop event that they did this year, Bamalam's birthday. And I said no, because it, you know, it was like a week's prep, maybe 5 days prep. And like I'd had one battle, and you know, I felt like if I was going to do a battle with someone like him, that I needed to take it seriously. And then he was calling me weak and whatever, and you know, like a pussy for ducking him. But at the end of the day, bruv, he's been in the league for 2 years longer than me. Had countless battles, you know what I mean? If I'm gonna clash him, I'm gonna take it seriously and do it properly, and that's what I've done. I genuinely feel like I'm gonna beat him, innit? So, whatever, cool. Rags. But yeah.
So that's the card gone through, bro. Like, the only thing left is shoutouts.
Alright, man. Well, obviously, shout out Oil City, innit, for having me on and letting me speak my mind. It's the first kind of show that I've done like this, innit, so I appreciate the opportunity, bro. Shout out my Don Youngins Fusion, Katie, RJ, the whole AO8 squad, Trippy Squid Records, Free Shams, Ackers, everyone, man. Big up. Trust me.
Alright, cool, bro. Make sure that you all follow the links. All Oil City Battles social media is / Oil City Battles. All the other links are in the videos info underneath anyway, so make sure you check them out. This has been Real Talk, and we're out.